What's up, everybody? It is Monday, July 6th, and we are officially back in the gym. I just left the gym. It was so awesome to see, the outdoor sessions running. You got Lewis doing virtual training in the private studio, and we had semi-private sessions going on with Coach Tom over in the main gym. And it all seemed like somewhat normal, which was, it was awesome. It was awesome to see, and I know it made me feel really good, and I know I can speak for the coaches to say the same. I just want to real quick just thank everybody for everybody who stuck by us and worked with us throughout this entire thing. I know it hasn't been perfect. There are mistakes that we made, and there are things that, obviously there's no handbook for this stuff. So it's like, thank you for being patient with us as we try to maneuver in this entire situation. So, we all have gone through some hard times over the last couple of months, and I think most of us have learned that those hard times are a heck of a lot easier to go through when you have others to lean on. So I thank you all for being the people that we can lean on. It means a lot to us. So I just wanted to go over a couple things just as we get back into the gym and as we get back into like the training that maybe we were used to before the quarantine and before we were forced to close by the state. You've probably heard me make this comparison before, but the only thing, the best analogy that I can make for your training is like drinking alcohol. So for those of you who like to indulge in a cocktail or two, let's imagine that, 4 months ago, if you went to a bar and that bar had $10 drinks, all right, fancy bar, $10 drinks, and you required 10 drinks to get the perfect amount of buzz. Okay, if you didn't spend $100, you really wouldn't get the effect you were looking for. And if you spent more than $100 and had more than 10 drinks, you get sick, right? So we got to find that right amount, and that right amount costs you $100. Okay, now, as if you spend 4 months without drinking alcohol, it is no longer going to require you 10 drinks to get that perfect buzz. It's going to require you maybe, let's say, 5. Okay, so as you go back to the bar after 4 months of not drinking, you wouldn't say like, man, I can only have 5 drinks. I only have to spend $50 to get that same perfect effect of the alcohol. I really wish I could spend $100 to get that effect. That wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like, why would you want to spend more when you could just spend less and get the same, get the effect you're looking for? Fitness is the same, and training is the same. If you go back to the gym and try to spend $100 in your workout, so you want to go ahead and you want to just get after it and work as hard as you can, there may be a negative effect of going too hard in the gym as you get back going. And the question is, like, why would you do that? Why would you want to spend more than you have to when the effect will be better if you just spent less, right? So if you were used to lifting a certain amount or doing a certain amount of reps, or you were hitting a certain number on the bike, or you were able to do these things and you can't now, that's okay. It doesn't mean you're any worse. It just means that you're not as adapted to those activities, right? So don't try to spend more than you need to in order to get a result. You ultimately go to the gym to get a result, right? You don't go to the gym to work harder than everybody else or just to work as hard as you possibly can. You go to get a result, okay? And it's not going to cost you as much to get that result now after this time off. Now, you may be saying, well, I was working out when I was at home. The comparison I would make with that is that's like the difference between drinking wine and taking shots, right? Like it's alcohol, but if you go to the bar and drink 10 shots and you haven't taken shots in 4 months, it's totally different than drinking 10 glasses of wine. Maybe it's the same amount of alcohol, but you know that there's a different effect there. Like it hits you differently. Same amount of alcohol, but because it's so compacted into like one drink and it goes down so quickly, and it hits you so fast, there's a different effect to taking shots than drinking glasses of wine. So if you haven't been like lifting weights, or you haven't been riding the assault bike, or you haven't been doing these specific things, even though you've been exercising, doesn't mean you're adapted to do those specific things. So you still are going to want to make sure that you are trying to find that sweet spot. Don't try to come back into the gym and just go and do what you were previously doing, because you're going to get sick. And as when we talk about the gym, that's going to look, instead of, having a hangover and maybe, throwing up or something like that, it's going to probably look more like knee tendonitis, elbow pain, lower back sore, things like that. Okay. So you don't need to do as much as you probably think you do. Try to find that sweet spot. I took a month off of the gym over the last 30 days. When I came back into the gym, it was about half the weight for 2 sets of every exercise. So I did 6 total sets in a workout, and I needed to take 2 days off before my next one. All right. A normal workout for me is not 6 sets. It's normally 20 at double the weight, right? That was what it was a month ago, but I don't need that right now. I'll work back up to that, right? So don't spend more at the bar than you have to if it's only going to get you a worse result, okay? I'm so happy that we are back and running. I look very forward to seeing you all soon. And let me know if there's anything that we can do for you, or whatever we can do to make sure that we are helping this transition back into your fitness and getting you the result that you're looking for, how we can make that transition as seamless as possible. Love you all. Thank you. See you soon.